Alrighty guys, good morning, happy Sunday. Welcome back to another Sunday meal prep video. Super excited to get these meals done today. Hopefully they will not take that long. Both of my meals today are repeat meals, but they are easy meals to make. We did have the grandkids yesterday, and so I specifically wanted easy stuff to make this week. So we are doing spaghetti for one of our meals. Basically, I will just do spaghetti sauce for mine, and then I will do zoodles fresh on the night that we have that meal, and then Charlie will go ahead and cook up his spaghetti today, and then we will go ahead and make the marinara sauce, and we kind of split that between, he uses ground beef, I use ground turkey, and then we will have our 2 ingredient garlic rolls that we love with that meal. And then our other meal is going to be an old meal that I've always made, like really over the past, I'd say 15 years or so. It's just chicken, quinoa, and peppers, and it's really good. I like to cook the quinoa in the rice cooker. You put some chicken broth in there with it. It gives it a really good flavor. And then the bell peppers and the chicken. It is just a very complimentary meal. You can season the chicken up however. I've had Charlie cut it up into like little diced pieces. It won't be breaded or anything. I don't know how I will season it. We'll see how I feel once I get to it. Salt, pepper, garlic, I'm sure some ground cumin and some chili powder, and whatever else I decide to throw in there. We may make it a little bit spicy. I don't know. We had some spicy fried chicken last week in the air fryer, so we'll see. Sometimes I do like an Italian flavor with that as well. So maybe I'll do that today. And then for dessert, I'm going to make some banana bread, the Hannah banana recipe with the sugar-free cake mix. Although they did really give me green bananas from Publix yesterday, so Charlie's going to have to, he needs to take my car and get it washed and fill it up with gas. I have a couple of prescriptions to pick up, so he's going to run in Kroger and get like 3 riper bananas, because even though I don't like to eat ripe bananas, in the banana bread, the ripe bananas are better. It gives it a sweeter flavor. But anyway, I guess that is all that is on the menu today. I will make my breakfast as usual, do my fruit bowls as usual. I was going to try to change up my lunches and stuff this week and do something different, like maybe a little bit more low carb, but then when we had the kids and stuff, I just kind of quickly had to put in my grocery order Friday night and just get it done. So I tried to think about it. I couldn't really come up with anything, so I really need to like put some thought into that and kind of put together more of a meal plan. I just don't want to do something on the fly that I'm going to regret, because I've kind of done that before and then turned around and bought all my stuff to make my normal lunch because I wasn't happy. So with that being said, we are going to get into the video. Mr. Charlie has already prepped most everything for me, I think. I don't know if he washed the zucchini or not, but again, we won't do anything with that until the night that we actually eat it, and then we just use one of them cheap little zoodlers. We zoodle it up, put it in the microwave for 3 or 4 minutes, and then I just kind of squeeze out the excess water, and it is perfect. So we're going to roll right on into the video, and I hope you guys enjoy. If you haven't yet subscribed, please click that subscribe button down below, and follow me over on Instagram and join the Facebook group. There is a direct link down in my description box to that Facebook group if you're interested in joining. We would love to have you over there. Also, if you would like to try a free month of Weight Watchers, there is a link down there. You can get a free month, and I can get a free month as well. So without further ado, let's start cooking. Alrighty guys, I have my fruit and yogurt prepped for the week. I did only have to make 6 yogurt bowls because I have 1 left over. But my fruit looks delicious this week. I just had to show those huge blueberries because that's what I like. The ones I got last week were so tiny I could barely eat them with a fork. They were ridiculously tiny. But anyway, I'm going to move on and get my breakfast done, and then I will show you that real quick, and then we will get into the meals. And for anyone wondering, I do have this for my lunch every day, along with a boar's head turkey sandwich that I make that is 4 points, and then all of the fruit and yogurt and everything is 0 points on my plan. So this is my side to my lunch. It's just easy, and yeah, been eating it forever, but I do love my fruit. If I miss it for a day or two, like my body misses the fruit. So anyway, just wanted to throw that in there too. Okay, so I have my breakfast finished as well. I have 5 things of scrambled eggs, and last week I did do the egg bake, but after a couple of days of it, I decided I didn't like the texture of it as much, so I'm just going to do scrambled eggs because that's what I've been doing all along. Again, I think the egg bake was good on the English muffin, but just not so much by itself. Like by the end of the week, I was kind of like, meh, I don't like this that much. So back to scrambled eggs, and then of course I have my perfectly cooked crispy bacon from the microwave. Easiest way to cook it in my opinion. So This I will just store in a Ziploc bag. I always reuse the same one. And I need to pop the lids on these. I think they have cooled enough. And then we will move on to probably making the chicken and peppers and stuff. And then we will do the spaghetti second. Okay, so I am ready to put my quinoa on. This is the quinoa that I like to use because it's already washed and rinsed and ready to go. It is 5 points per serving. A serving is 1/4 of a cup dry. So I have 1.5 cups dry here. So that will give us 6 servings, which is perfect. Oh, I need to spray my pan. Hold. So I have my 1.5 cups of quinoa. I'm just going to go in with that. And then I need 3 cups of liquid to that. So I'm going to use 1 can of chicken broth, which should probably be like 1.5 cups of liquid or so. Almost 2 cups. So I'm going to use this, and then I will just do another, whoops, a little more than a cup of water. Okay, so here's my water. And you don't have to use the chicken broth, but I have found that if you do use the chicken broth, it really gives the quinoa a good flavor, because quinoa by itself can be kind of tasteless, I guess. I can't remember who taught me that trick. If you cook it on the stove or whatever, you can just throw like a bouillon cube or 2 in there. I do like to use the chicken broth when cooking it in the rice cooker because it doesn't move around as much if I put a bouillon cube in. So either way, doesn't matter. But we are just going to turn this on and let it do the job. It is cooking. I'm going to kind of turn it so that it doesn't hit my cabinets. And we're going to start on the chicken and peppers. Okay, so I'm ready to cook my chicken. Charlie has already diced up my chicken here. And then I have a huge bowl of bell peppers. I'm going to use this big pan for my chicken to cook it in. And then this kind of pot for the bell peppers. I'm literally just going to put those on kind of a low heat and just let those cook. I'm going to put them on before I do the chicken because they will probably take a little bit longer. Put the lid on it and just kind of let them soften up. I don't like them to get too soft, but you know, soft enough. And then we will fry up the chicken. I doubt that it will take that long for the chicken to cook. We are going to season it up with all of these seasonings that you see here. Move the chicken. So salt and pepper, of course, and we're going to do some Italian seasoning, oregano, garlic powder, chili powder, some ground cumin, and some paprika just to give it a little bit of a kick. So we're going to get it seasoned up and just fry it up in the pan like that. And then, like I said, I'm just going to put salt and pepper only on the bell peppers and let those cook down. So super simple meal. Okay, so we're going in with the peppers, and then we're just going to put some salt and pepper on them and put the lid on them and just let them do their thing. Okay, I'm going to get the chicken ready. I'm just going to go ahead and put some salt and pepper on this side of it and then put it in the skillet. And then salt and pepper, and then we'll season it up good. Okay, so chicken's in. Salt and pepper to your taste. I always just season pretty much to however much I feel I want. Just from guessing, basically, every time. So I'm going to go ahead and do my seasonings. We're going to go in with a little Italian, which actually, that doesn't come out fast enough for me. I just need to take the lid off. I think since I've been doing Weight Watchers, I like to really season things up, really, just because when you're eating basically fat-free meat all the time, it doesn't have that much of a flavor. And so I've found I like it better when I add a lot of flavor to it. Some garlic. And then my 2 favorites is chili powder and ground cumin. It honestly doesn't matter what I'm making. I don't know why. And if you don't like these seasonings, then you can always change it up. I was wondering why I wasn't cooking. I didn't even turn my pan on. Stupid. And then just a little bit of paprika. And there we go. So we'll be back pretty much once the chicken's done. The peppers, I need to cut them down. They have definitely warmed up. Can you hear that? So we'll be back once the chicken is about done. Okay, just an update on everything. Chicken is looking good. I'm going to cook it until it's a little bit crispy on the outside. It's pretty much almost done though. But check my peppers here. Okay, I can tell they're getting nice and tender. I'm just going to turn the heat down to the lowest setting and just let them sit until I finish the chicken. And then, I'm not sure on the quinoa if it is done yet or not. Which, by the way, I do love my new cookware from Caraway. There is a link down in the description box. I think my code is only good through October the 17th if you're interested in looking at it. but love it so far. Here's the quinoa. It looks like it might still be cooking. Yeah, so she's still cooking. So we will be back once everything is done and plate it up. Okay guys, here is the completed chicken, peppers, and quinoa. There is a cup of cooked quinoa underneath the peppers there. I have a lot of peppers actually, and so I just divided out everything evenly. I put 1 cup of the quinoa in the bottom of each container. That worked out perfectly. And again, that quinoa says that it is 5 points whenever I use it, and then everything else is going to be 0 points in this meal for me, because the peppers will be 0 and the chicken as well. So this is a 5-point dinner, and it's super simple, super easy to make, quick, very low maintenance, don't mess up too many dishes, all of that stuff. So again, love this meal. This is one that we kind of forget about, and then we're like, hey, let's have that chicken, peppers, and quinoa. And if you don't like quinoa and it's plain, put some chicken broth in it or some bouillon cubes or something, and it really gives it a good little flavor. So now on to making the spaghetti. All right, we are ready to make our meat sauce and marinara sauce. So I'm going to use the ground turkey for mine. Charlie's going to use ground beef for his. He's currently over there behind me measuring out his spaghetti, which I have the water salted and warming up there. It is not boiling quite yet. And then to make the sauce, we're each going to do half a jar of the Rayo's, just plain marinara. I've just been picking these up at Costco or Sam's Club. And then I will add, each of us will get a thing of the Hunt's diced tomatoes with the basil, garlic, and oregano in there. It's good. And then of course we will salt and pepper, and then I like to use some additional Italian seasoning, oregano, and some garlic powder as well. So I don't know which 2 pans I'm going to get, because I have like a huge sink full of dirty dishes of everything over here that I've already used, because Charlie just got back from Sam's Club. Yep. How many things of cat litter did you buy?
5 cases.
So yeah, so usually from Sam's Club I like to order everything online, but you do not get free shipping with cat litter, because it's how many pounds? 44 pounds a pack. When we first got the Sam's Club Plus membership or whatever, we did get that shipped for free. We were like, all right, this is awesome. Well, they quickly took that away from the free shipping. So now about once every few weeks or so, Charlie will go and do a stock up. Most everything else from Sam's Club I buy online. I love shopping on their app. And then we do like to go to Costco and make a Costco run. But he just got back from Sam's Club, and we're going to do the spaghetti. I like for him to kind of do his own spaghetti sauce, just because he does season a little differently than I do. And yeah, this won't take no time at all to cook. His water should be boiling here in just a minute, and then we will get the spaghetti sauce wrapped up. Again, I am doing zoodles, so we will zoodle the zucchini on the nights that we have the spaghetti, which tonight we may do it just because the garlic rolls will be fresh, but we will just check and see how we are feeling later whenever it's time to eat. All right, so we both have our pans going here. I'm just going to put my ground turkey in. We're going to do some salt and pepper, and then we'll start adding everything in a little bit. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put some salt and pepper in here. Again, just season to your heart's content. And then I'll probably add in the oregano and Italian seasoning and garlic powder and stuff. Well, I may put some garlic powder in now, just to go ahead and get a little bit on the meat. And then we will add in the oregano and Italian seasoning once I add in the sauce. So pretty much that's it. I'm going to get the marinara sauce open and divide it between us, and open the cans of the Hunt's tomatoes, and we'll be back. Okay, we are back. Charlie's spaghetti is boiling. It just has like 5 minutes left. He's draining the grease off of his ground meat, which I can't remember what we got him. Ground chuck or ground round or something. He doesn't care. So as you can see, my turkey is pretty much done. Oh, that's Charlie's. So I divided out the marinara. So I have my 14 ounces here. It is a 28-ounce container. I know it's loud. And then I'm also going in with a can of the Hunt's diced tomatoes, because I like it saucy. Okay, so we are going to season again with a little more salt and pepper, and then some oregano and Italian seasoning. And then the Italian seasoning. This top, it's got the tiniest holes. I just like to take the lid off. And some oregano. Pretty much that's it. I will just divide this into 3 containers. That way this part will be ready and already portioned out for me on the nights that I eat it. And we will, like I said, make the fresh zucchini, zoodle it up, and cook it in the microwave. And it's delicious. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to let it simmer for a little while, do a taste test, see if I need to add anything else, but overall we are done. All right, we have our spaghetti sauce done. The 3 in the front is Charlie's with the ground beef, and then here is mine with the ground turkey, and then Charlie has his spaghetti. He's not going to portion this out. He's just going to keep it in this bowl. We actually have plastic lids that came with these metal mixing bowls, so he's just going to keep it in that and keep it easy, keep it simple. Okay, I'm getting ready to make the garlic rolls. I'm sure y'all have seen this 100 times. So I'm just going to kind of get it all together, but I'll just tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use 1.5 cups of self-rising flour, and then I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, mix that up really well. I didn't get my yogurt out. And then I'm going to add 1 cup of the Chobani non-fat Greek yogurt to it, and that will make your dough. And so once I get a nice dough ball formed, I'm going to weigh it out, divide it by 18. I weigh it in grams, and then just divide it by 18. However many grams will tell me how many grams each roll is going to be. And I will roll it out. I like to use the butter spray on my hands to keep the dough from sticking. That's kind of my little pro tip. So let's get these rolls rolled out pretty quick and in the oven. They do not take that long. I think they cook 350 for 12 minutes or so, and then I do put them up and broil them so that they are nice and brown on the top. But super simple recipe, super good. Once you get used to working with the 2 ingredient dough, the more you do it, then the easier it is. And anyway, the butter spray is my little trick to keep it from being so sticky. Oh, and take your rings off if you have them on, because your hands are going to get messy. Okay, so I have my 1.5 cups of flour. We're going to go in. Just going to use this small bowl because it's usually the perfect size. And then we're going to do 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. There's 1, 2. Well, that used all of that. I'm going to have to refill that. But that was the perfect amount. I'm going to just use this little measuring spoon and mix the garlic in here. You just want to mix it to where it's just kind of dispersed evenly throughout the flour. Then we're going to mix in our 1 cup of yogurt. I'm just basically going to stir it until it's nice and crumbly, and then go in with my hands and form the dough. And we're going to weigh it and see how many grams each one of these is going to be. So it's 559 grams divided by 18. So 31 grams each. And it always ends up to be slightly different depending on if I add a little more or less flour or yogurt or whatever. So 31 grams is the goal. We're going to use our handy dandy little butter spray. I'm going to spray my pan first, and then we're going to spray our hands. And then I'm just going to take it out until it is negative 31. And that's perfect. That's exactly how big one will be. Again, these come out to 1 point each. You can make them larger and just make fewer of them, but we like them small, and we get 3. We feel like we're getting a lot. Okay, so I have all of the rolls rolled out. We are just going to spray them good with the butter spray. And then we're going to top them generously with the garlic salt. Okay, they're going in the oven 12 minutes, 350 degrees, and then we will broil them for just a couple of minutes to brown the tops. I have our garlic rolls ready. They are smelling, looking, I think they are perfect. They smell delicious, look delicious. Okay guys, I am ready to make the banana bread. Of course, I like to make it in the bread pan just so that it is like a loaf of banana bread. You could always make it into muffins if you wanted to. This comes out to 4 points per slice if you slice it into 10 slices, which is what we usually do. I just always spray my little bread pan with the pan baking spray. And then you need very few ingredients for this. This is why I like this recipe, because I'm all about keeping it simple around here. So you need a sugar-free cake mix, 2 eggs, 3 ripe bananas, some monk fruit sweetener to sprinkle on top, and then just a dash of vanilla. It is that simple. Charlie just got back from the store. He went and washed my car, filled it up with gas, ran into Kroger, got me these 3 ripe bananas because my other ones over there, if you can see them, are a little on the green side. So we will use these, and this won't take but just a minute to get it all mixed up and in the pan. It does have to bake for like 45 to 50 minutes. So just as an FYI, it does take a little while to bake just because it is a thick mixture, I guess. I just always take a knife and like stick in the center until it comes out dry, I guess. But anywho, 350 degrees, 45 to 50 minutes or so, just depending on your oven, and it is delicious. So let's throw it together real quick. All right, so I got my handy dandy green bowl here. I love these. I got them off of Amazon. It was like a pack of 3, but they have the nice little handle and everything. They might not be the prettiest thing in the world, but they are functional. So first we need 2 eggs. 1, 2. Okay, so we got our 2 eggs in there. We're just gonna put our 3 bananas in. And then I just like to use a potato masher to mash them up good. I think Charlie picked out some perfect ones. I told him not to get them like with spots or anything on them, but they look pretty ripe. This is my really old potato masher that I'm sure I got at Walmart like 25 years ago. It's not that I ever really used it a whole lot, but now it comes in handy to mash bananas. Okay, so I have my bananas mixed up. I'm just gonna put just a little splash of vanilla in there. And then I'm going to put the whole cake mix in, and we're just going to blend this up and pour it into the bread pan, which I have already sprayed with my Pam spray. Okay, so I have my mixture in the bread pan, and then we're just going to take the monk fruit sweetener and sprinkle it on top. To me, this is the best part of the whole recipe because it kind of crystallizes on top and gives it a really sweet, crispy, crunchy kind of flavor, and Charlie loves it too. And monk fruit sweetener is 0 points. So if you want to go a little heavy on it, you can, which is what I kind of do now. The first time I didn't know, I did a really light sprinkle and I was like, ooh, that's good. Okay, so that's perfect. It is ready to go in the oven, 45 to 50 minutes. All right, guys, I hope that you enjoyed today's meal prep video. Try some of these recipes. Both of them are super simple, pretty low in points, depending on if you use ground beef or ground turkey or, you know, pasta or zoodles or whatever you want. You can always customize anything to meet your needs. And then again, we love the banana bread. That recipe originally is from Life with Hannah Banana. I follow her on Instagram. You also follow her as well. She has great recipes, and I really appreciate it whenever she posts them, especially easy ones like that both Charlie and I love. We look forward to our slice of banana bread every night whenever we make it. And with that being said, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. I would really appreciate it. And also follow me over on Instagram and join my Facebook group. Love you guys. See you in the next one. Mwah. All the